doesn't say receive the Spirit. He's saying receive my Spirit. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Receive my Spirit. Then he knelt down and cried out with a loud voice, Lord, do not charge them with this sin. And when he had said this, he fell asleep. I love that. He fell asleep. Doesn't say he died, although he did die, we know, but it says he fell asleep. Notice one further example. Luke 23 and verse 46. It's talking about the death of Jesus Christ. Luke 23 and verse 46. It says, and when Jesus had cried out with a loud voice, he said, Father, into your hands I commend the Spirit. No, that's not what it says. Into your hands I commend what? My spirit. Having said this, he breathed his last. Now let me ask you this. Do you think that when Jesus resurrected, he remembered everything that had happened while he was alive before his death? Do you think he remembered the names of his disciples? Do you think he remembered when he was arrested? Do you think he remembered when he calmed the storm? Do you think that he remembered when Peter denied him? Of course he did. Why did Jesus remember all of those things when he resurrected? Because, folks, when God returned to Jesus, his Spirit, he not only returned the capacity to breathe or the energizing force, he also returned to him the record of his life which God had preserved. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Critically important. Now, there's a statement in the book of Job that used to puzzle me. It sounded pretty selfish. It sounded like Job was the only one that was going to see the second coming of Jesus. Notice Job 19, 25 to 27, and I'm going to read from the New International Version where the translation is more forceful. Job 19, verse 25. Here Job is saying, in the midst of his suffering, I know that my Redeemer lives, and that in the end he will stand upon the earth. This is talking about the second coming. In the end he will stand upon the earth. And after my skin has been destroyed, yet in my flesh I shall see God. I myself will see him with my own eyes, I and not another. How my heart yearns within me. So nobody else is going to see the second coming of Jesus except Job. He says, I and not another. What is he saying? What is Job saying here? He's saying that when I resurrect, I'm going to be whom? I'm going to be Job. Job is going to see the Lord. Rick Perez is going to see the Lord. Dr. Telsky is going to see the Lord. All of us are going to see the Lord as individuals that we were during our life. Now let me ask you, applying this after the millennium. After the millennium, you have the resurrection of the wicked, right? Let me ask you, do the wicked resurrect righteous? Of course not. How do they resurrect? Just as wicked as they were? Let me ask you, do they begin at the same spot where they left off? Absolutely. They surround the holy city. They're just as wicked as ever. Why? Because God is returning to them the identity that was saved in the books. Are you following me? Let me ask you, why is it that they resurrect in this way? It's because God is not only returning to them the capacity to breathe, God is returning also their own self-identity. He's returning their own character. Now let me give you an illustration of what I mean. How many of you have ever seen that little clip of the assassination of John F. Kennedy? The Zapruder film. You've seen that, right? Now let me ask you,